We are live. Song or no song. I would like to do this song right off the bat. Welcome to Mother and Son Making Sense Out of Nonsense.
It's time
Plus
to
more.
yeah. You know what it is? Get into it. Don't act like you don't know the name. Let's go. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? You heard me.
You heard me.
Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? I said you heard me.
You heard me.
You heard me. Making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? You heard us. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. That's all you get. Let's go.
Yeah, and let's cut that last part. What a great song. Welcome.
We're still
to-
working on it. We're still working on it. That is the draft for all of you that weren't here last week. That is a prototype. It's the first draft. We've got some great ideas from Mom. We've got some sound bites, and I'm really looking forward to including.
Welcome to Mother and Son Making Sense Out of Nonsense.
Plus more. How many times are you going to say it?
100 times until it bothers you.
Well, it didn't take 100 times. Welcome.
You know what? I hear it on the other computer. Keep everybody busy because we have people looking. So
I
keep
will.
everybody busy. I have to turn the other computer off.
Don't worry about it. Take your time. All right, folks. So yes, that was the song. We're still editing it. That's literally just the first draft. So she doesn't know this. Maybe she might be able to hear this, but I watched episode 1. We're on 22, 23, something like that. I watched episode 1, and it was really, I was scared at first, but it actually wasn't too bad. It's actually really nice. So I have some things I want to bring back from that first episode. Oh, luckily she's back. This is harder than it looks.
That's why you leave all of this to the professional.
Well,
and guess what? Let's try not to talk when the other one's talking. But guess what? Those 2 listeners or viewers, they're gone now.
Well, they're gone coincidentally right when you came back.
Touche.
So I was telling the audience who's not here that I watched episode 1, but we can get to that later. But I watched our very first episode. I courageously sat through all of it.
What a waste of time.
Mom.
I mean, are you kidding me?
That's our roots. That's how we started. Not too long
That
ago.
was yesterday. Yesterday.
Seems like
all my troubles
so
seem so far away. I am not going back to yesterday. Why? Because it was yesterday and it's over now. Yesterday.
Well, I put the yes in yesterday. I said yes to episode. Well, we'll get to that later, but I'm looking forward to talking to you about that.
Oh, good. I can't wait.
Oh, hold on. My ears are getting cold. That was your move from episode 1. There are some good things in it.
Lord. Episode 1 is over. Okay, let's start with the word of the day, which is, my word of the day is
quintessential.
Quintessential. Representing the most perfect or typical example of quality or class. He was the quintessential tough guy, strong, silent, and self-contained. Is quintessential a compliment? Yes. It means representing a perfect or typical example of something. This is a quintessential show. Woohoo!
Woohoo! This is a quintessential show with quintessential co-hosts talking about quintessential things.
Yes, and nonsense too. Don't forget the nonsense.
Well, we haven't forgotten the nonsense today, that's for sure. Speaking of nonsense, my word is puckish. Puckish. And yes, you did hear me.
Puckish.
Puckish. P-U.
What?
P-U-C-K-I-S-H. And it means playful, especially in a mischievous way. A puckish sense of humor. When you describe someone as puckish, you mean that they play tricks on people or tease them. So I'll let you and the audience sit with that one.
What audience?
Exactly. Well, it's an audience of one or two.
Well, they're
you and
gone
me.
now. They're
No,
gone
you
now.
and
Oh,
me.
by the way, like and subscribe, like and don't subscribe, like and don't subscribe, like and do not subscribe.
You asked the people in the very first episode to subscribe to us.
Keep subscribing, like and subscribe.
And now
like
look what
and subscribe.
happened.
Like and subscribe, please.
Please, we're begging you.
I'm begging you. Like and subscribe.
I'm begging
please. Whew, well, this is a good start. Fun and funny. Let's go.
Yes.
You know what I forgot to tell you? This happened a couple of weeks ago. There was a thunder and lightning storm here. And it was in the evening. It was probably 8:30, 9 o'clock. And I went outside to replant some plants. Don't ask me why, but I like the rain. I like the thunder, lightning, a little scary. So I was outside planting. And then all of a sudden this thunder hit and the lightning, and Nathan, I felt it in my body. I actually jumped. I went, ah! It scared me and it went piercing through my body. And I haven't been the same since.
Sounds like you were shocked.
I was shocked. I was shocked by lightning. That's what I want to tell you. Look at this. That's what happens.
I like the updo.
You know, let me see if I can push this camera back because I'm very close.
You're very close. It's nice to see your face, though.
Is it?
It is nice. Oh, that's good.
Okay. Let me see if I can keep that there. Okay, good.
Now we're kind of the same. Yeah, that looks good.
Uh-oh, it's a delay now.
Oh, maybe go back to the close-up.
One of these days I'll have a real producer.
It's a little bit of a delay.
You know, I'm just going to ride with it.
Yeah. Maybe it'll catch up.
Maybe. So that was my word, and your word is puckish. I like that word, puckish. But back up because we were on a different topic now. So the lightning, and it went through my body. I've never felt that before. I really do feel like I was electrocuted, but in a good way.
I think you could serve to be electrocuted in a good way. I'm glad it happened.
What?
I know. I don't even know what I was saying.
You're supposed to say you heard me to kind of keep our.
I know. Well, they'll catch on. The what you heard me is one of our things. So, I love that story. Feeling. That's how the sound bowls are for me. Really feeling the sound, feeling the vibrations. It's not just a sound or an idea. It's happening in the body, chemicals and cells, and yeah, it sounds like you had an experience that changed you.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, something shifted, but it was 2 weeks ago, and I just forgot to mention it. But yeah, something shifted. I don't know what it is. I can't describe it. But I also want to share that next week we're not going to be live because we will be in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I wanted to ask you if you wanted to do the show a little bit later next week. But we can make a decision that Saturday, and we can always see if you want to do the show a little later in the day. But next week, 9:15, we're not going to be live. We will be out of town.
Right. Saturday. Yeah, we'll have to see.
We'll keep it in the moment. But the other thing is, I want to share, we are going to see Paisley Park, Prince's home. And I've been a big Prince fan from the beginning. He's my favorite artist of all time. And then when Nathan was in my womb, that's all I played was Prince songs. And then when he came out, that's all I played was Prince. And so this boy, my son, has been Prince overload. And even we went to a concert together. You were 9 or 10 years old and you were on the stage. Prince he didn't bring you out specifically, but he asked people to come up on the stage and you were on the stage dancing right next to his piano.
I was ordained. I was ordained by the Prince since the beginning, since before I was even born. And I do remember being on stage. That's one of the few memories they call core memories, but that is a core memory. Being up there, some bodyguard picked me up, put me there, and then dancing with me and a bunch of other women. I just remember staring at him dancing and him looking at me. I thought it was about me at the time. The whole
It was. Well, listen to this. The reason why you got on stage in the first place, I wanted to go on stage because he invited women on the stage to dance. So I did like this, excuse me, Nathan, move out of the way. And I was ready to go, but there were a lot of women on there. And I said, okay, well, if I can't go on stage, let this one go on stage. And so the bodyguard pick you up, and you were the only child on stage, and your only child in the whole audience. We were at Universal Studios in California. And then I don't know if you remember, but during the intermission or afterwards, people were telling you that you're talented, you're going to be, you were made for the stage. Do you remember people making comments to you?
I do remember people making comments. I don't remember exactly what they were saying, but I just remember getting a lot of attention.
Yes. Next topic.
Next topic.
Your topic.
Yeah. Well, I do want to go to, this is just some behind the scenes, some mother and son making sense out of nonsense. For our first show, we did not have a title. We didn't know what topics we were talking about. We didn't have a format. We didn't know what we were doing. Not so much unlike what we're doing today, but we really didn't have a game plan. And our intention was just to do it, jump on the train and see what happens and figure it out as we go. And I really appreciate that. And look how far we've come in just a few episodes. And let that be a reminder, at least for me, to I don't have to figure everything out in the beginning, and I don't have to be perfect, and I don't have to be more advanced than I am. I'm where I'm at. And is that okay? Just acceptance of self.
And the other thing that you didn't mention, all of this is, I don't care what it is, whether you are a painter, whether you an artist, whether we're a speaker, it's all about practice. Just jump in and start practicing. And that's really what the beginning, which we're done with the first show, but just practice. The more you practice at anything, the easier it becomes. That's it. The easier it becomes. And then acceptance of the practice. My favorite quote from Abraham is, you cannot have a happy ending with an unhappy journey. And the journey is the practice. The journey is the experience. And I told you last week, you know why we're here? And Nathan, I'm telling you, and I'm telling everybody listening, you want the answer to all of this life, I'll tell you exactly where to go. He's the highest teacher that I've experienced. His name is Mooji, Mooji. And this one video this one video, just have to find it. It even says, oops, it even says must watch satsang. Must watch. Oops, how do I do this? Oh yeah. I don't know if you can see that. But this is what he looks like. But it's called Must Watch Satsang, Satsang. And I'm telling you, he breaks everything down to the only reason why I am speaking for myself, have a problem is because I'm identifying as a person.
Well, so then you have been identifying as a person.
Yes. I've been identifying as this Rebecca L. Norrington, this person, and I'm at the point where he puts it into three points. Identifying, the problems come from identifying as a person, number one. Number two, and it's more about witnessing, and he says witnessing without attachment, observing. And so there's the person, there's the presence, and then there's pure awareness.
Well, you're telling me things I already know.
But do you practice them?
I'm practicing it right now.
Are you?
I'm trying, baby. I am really trying my hardest, my damnedest to be a quintessential member, a co-host of this show,
Which is called
Mother and Son Making Sense Out of Nonsense Plus More.
And tomorrow is Mother's Day.
Oh, yes. Thanks for the reminder.
But the reason why I'm reminding you is one of the things I love about our relationship is this letting the obligations go with the holidays. There's no obligation to call me. There's no obligation to text. And it's not only Mother's Day, Christmas, Thanksgiving, birthdays. We've let each other off the hook. Seriously, we've let each other off the hook with, oh, I'm obligated to talk to Nathan. I'm obligated to talk to Mom. And that's what I wanted to bring up. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring up Mother's Day, is just letting go of that. And I really, one of my favorite things about our relationship is just the attachment to the programming and how we've practiced letting go of all of that.
Yeah, I love that. That's one of my favorite things about us too. That's a really big one. And it's something we get to practice every time, every year. At least I feel it for myself, and that societal pull of what has to happen, or even what we've done in the past, or we've had birthdays together, holidays together, and then my expectation that it's going to be the same thing or something even better. It's got to be better this year. I've got to top myself, or whatever it is. Just really letting go of that, and letting whatever love and time, love I have for you, time I want to spend with you, all of that, letting that happen throughout every moment, all moments.
So what you're talking about now, so when I'm talking, you can still feel the delay.
Yeah, I was going to ask you too. So when you talk, I hear it, but the visual is a little delayed. Is it the same on your end with me?
No, not for you. You're right. You're spot on.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just me. And you know, the thing is, I have a cheat sheet of how to fix that delay, but I don't have it in front of me, and I'm not going to look at it. So here we go.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where it's on this desk somewhere, in the moment. But back to the obligation. I love that when you were living in New York, that we would celebrate Christmas in January, we would celebrate Christmas in February. In other words, there's no specific date. I don't feel, I'm going to speak with you two, attached to a date that I have to perform or I have to act a certain way because of a date.
Yeah, that's so big, and there's just so many opportunities to practice, and such a relief too. And it's nice to practice it with someone, and it's nice to practice it with you, and especially for Mother's Day. I mean, I'm seeing things online that there's this ad for, you can send your mother a picture of the moon, the way the moon looked the day that I was born, the day she gave birth. And it's really funny. I make fun of the video because it seems like a sweet gift, but the way they make the ad, the mothers are just, oh my God, this is incredible. It's just so much hype and so much trying to get some emotional response. And yeah, it's just nice to be released of that. So
I just like it that you call me or you text me when you're inspired. And if you do call me on Mother's Day, great. But if you don't call, that's okay too. And that goes for any holiday. And you do the same with me. I mean, I do the same with you. You do the same with me. Not to
and
say that we don't, okay, it's your birthday and you'll never hear from me. But the heaviness of the obligation of I have to.
yeah, you said something that's still sticking with me from your class in Vegas about, does it feel good when someone else is worrying about me? And for me, and it doesn't. And it's the same with birthdays or holidays. Does it feel good if I can feel you're doing it out of obligation, or you're doing it out of some expectation? It doesn't feel good.
Program.
Program.
But the being in tune, having that awareness. So when I'm in this person mode, and it's the mind, the ego, whatever you want to call it, has this. It is a shift. Nathan. This is what I'm telling you from this. It's been the last few days. Just to live the rest of my life, practice from this state of pure awareness, observation, not from the person.
Mm-hmm. Yes, like you said, you're not a person. You look
No.
like a person, you sound like a person, you walk like a person, but you're not a person.
All the problems come from being a person.
And most of my problems have come from you.
Exactly, because I was a person. But I'm telling you right now that I'm shedding that personhood. Hi, little girls.
Whoa, my bad.
Oh, I thought you were showing us your apartment. I thought we were getting a quick tour.
No, I got flustered and I ended up swinging my iPad to the side accidentally. Speaking of technical difficulties, did you want to look for the delay paper and while I stall, or are we just going to keep rolling with it?
No, you can go on to another topic.
Okay. All right. Well, while she's gone, I'll go back to episode 1.
No way. No.
I want to explain.
No, episode 1. No. Okay, go ahead.
And I want to explain for me personally why
No wonder we don't have anybody listening or subscribers. In fact, there was another person listening. Now they're gone.
Oh my God. Terrible. Just terrible. Anyways, I wanted to, because this is about judgment and just always being, not always, but oftentimes being really hard on myself. And I don't want to, not only am I hard on myself in the moment, but I'm hard on myself for the past. I'm hard on myself for what I've already done. And I wanted to give myself opportunity to praise and see what's the reality around what actually happened. And it was pretty good. The show was great. One thing I will say for me is I was going very slow. I was taking a lot of pauses. I was taking up a lot of space. I wasn't really landing the plane of my thought, which, not to be hard on myself, but it is a good thing to notice, especially if we're doing a show. So I want to commend my mother of just really being patient, listening, not interrupting, and letting me have a little bit of a rough landing sometimes, some of these topics. And to continue, and one thing that we talked about this week of how we're different, how me and her are different. She doesn't really go slow like me. She doesn't take pauses. She zooms up, zooms down. She can talk for a long time, but it's not
Kind of
slow.
like what you're doing.
Oh, I thought you were busy.
You know, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at my little cheat sheet, and it says go to the bottom gear, go to the setting, StreamYard settings, setting delay. And I did that, and it's still not working. I don't care anymore.
Got
It's
it.
just going to be a delay. But so you went back, and you know, that's another difference, and that's the other thing about us. I love that we're both two different characters, and my character is I am not going to go back to the first unless it's a joke, unless it's something funny that you said, Mom, this is funny. I like it. Then I'll go back to look at it to laugh, but I'm not going to go back and analyze. And I'm just not, I'm 68 years old. I don't have that much. I don't have that time.
Well, right.
Next topic.
And
I have a question for you. I have a question.
Yes.
What is the hardest thing that you've had to ask for?
Help.
You need help?
Yes.
I'll help you.
Well, anyone but you. but thank you though.
And so there you have it, which was really funny, by the way. And I knew that, but now I really know that. And so this is the truth. You really don't want help
from you. You're right. I don't want help from you. Well, here's the thing. Well, I do. Do I really want help? I think I have to get to that reality, that truth on my own. Do I really want help? And then where do I go? Where do I ask? And every moment is a little bit different. I don't want help every second of every day. I have to get to that place of, okay, I think I do need help.
Well, I just want to say that I do help you, but you don't know that I'm helping you.
No, I know that you are helping me.
Next topic.
That's a great question. Well, that's a good. What about you? What's the hardest thing you've had to ask for?
This was a question that somebody asked me, and the answer is money. Asking for help, asking for money, asking to be helped if I'm in a bind, or I needed extra money, or I needed money for taxes, which is a big lump sum. But asking for money was my biggest. Asking for help, for answers, mental, emotional, that was easier for me. But the money thing, and I really wanted to dive into why. Because there's been a couple of times when I've had to ask my mother when she was around, I've asked a friend, but that asking for money for some reason was always is a program I already know. I just haven't cracked the code yet.
I think that's like such a good one. I can relate to that too. I don't know what it is. No, I haven't cracked it. This feels like some shame for me. It's a story around I should have enough money. I should never have to ask. If I was doing better in my life, I wouldn't be asking. It feels humbling. It feels humiliating, and yeah, there's so many stories around it, and I will say one thing specific, this which is going on right now, is just help with the cats. So if I'm out of town, or if I'm gone for a long time during the day, it is challenging. It's not one of the hardest questions for me to ask, but it is challenging to ask for help with the cats. Something about that bothers me, that I need help with the cats.
Are you sure it's that, or just being a parent and not wanting anybody to take over? Because I could see me as a parent, I wouldn't really want anybody to watch you, because I wouldn't think that they're going to do this. This is all a program. This is all a story. But I'm thinking that may come from being a parent. I don't know.
Well, that's a good point too, and I do relate to that. I relate to, yeah, they're not going to do it like me, as good as me. They're not going to be taken care of as well if I'm not here. I do have that. Well, the truth is, is that the truth? I mean, I'm the one doing the heavy lifting over here. I'm the one doing the most work. I see them the most often. I know their little quirks. Their quirks with food that it takes too long to explain everything about them. So I think I'm the most qualified to take
Which is
care
not
of.
true.
I think I'm the most I think I'm the most qualified to spend time with them and to take care of them. So yeah, that is a challenging part of it. You're
Which
right.
is not true.
I heard you the first time.
Well, I'm just saying that because those cats were with me for 12 days, and I didn't know anything about keeping cats. And you gave me, you told me what to do, and you gave me instructions, which I wrote everything down. And as soon as you left, as soon as you drove off, I balled up the instructions just like this, and I threw them away.
Oh, that's nice. I'm glad to hear that.
And we were just fine.
Right. Well, it looked like you were just fine. That video you sent was very sweet, with them all over you and sitting on you and then climbing on the chairs and having fun. They seemed like they were just fine. I'm not saying I'm the only person. I'm just saying I'm the most qualified, which, like you said, may or may not be true. And I do think they benefit from having other people around them and caring for them.
Mm. Anyway, that this goddamn delay.
I know. It's just one of those things.
But okay, so asking help with the cats. Yeah, I'm just again thinking as a parent. But anyway, it's very helpful for me to listen to the story and to know that my stories in my head are not true. Period. They're not true.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that they're not true, especially when I can only have one perspective, or I only have one perspective. It's just not true. One perspective is not the truth. What do you think about that?
I totally agree. And I know that there's always another way to look at it. Even this delay, even this technical difficulty, there's got to be another perspective. And even if I don't know it or believe it, or as far as preferences, I do have preferences. I prefer there not to be a delay, but there just like any show that I've done, there's usually something, if not multiple things, that are not my preference or expectation. And the show, it's time to do the show.
and the person, and as a person, it's interesting. As a person, the person is the one, I'm speaking for myself, that has the problem. Oh, this is what I wanted to tell you. Next topic. Remember how you used to, well, you've told me that you didn't like the idea of the universe, God, source, higher power. You didn't like that it was purposely challenging you or purposely testing you. Remember, you said you didn't like that idea, that conclusion that you're getting tested or you're getting a challenge. And I love that word challenge. Oh, I'm being challenged for my betterment. All of that. I'm here to tell you that you were right.
Oh, wow. That's all I needed to hear for the whole day. I'm just going to marinate in that. Yeah, it feels nice. Feels very, very nice. Now I know how it feels when I tell you you're right.
Which is a lot more often.
It is a lot more often. So that's why I got to really, really soak it in. Soak in the seasoning.
Season in, soak in the seasoning. And let me say that the universe gave me a message that we've never given you a challenge or a test. And it's that mind, it's that ego that says it's a challenge or a test, but everything that has happened to me, all of it is all, it's not there for a test or a challenge. It's done out of love.
Talk about a perspective, a different perspective. Sometimes I what's been helping me this week is the universe doing for me what I'm not able to do for myself. That's another perspective. And I really am meaning those moments where I either don't get what I want or something doesn't go the way I plan or I'm in control of, and the universe has a different idea for that part of that moment. And only the universe is able to do that for me, because if it was up to me, I would have done it my way.
And then we come back to the person. You see why I have to distance myself as a person? Because it's the person that finds the problem. If I stay, if I identify with a person, with this person, then I am always going to find a problem. I'm always going to have a problem when I identify as a person. But if I identify as presence, and even deeper, when I identify with pure awareness, am I a male or a female? Neither. Am I judging? No. Do I have preferences? I mean, if I identify with this pure awareness, I have no preferences.
I hear that.
Yeah, so that's where I'm moving to.
Well, good. Let me know when you get there.
It's going to be a practice. And you'll catch up either in, I don't know, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. You'll catch up. You'll get there.
Well, I hope that I'll be able to share about it with you when I'm there. How the view looks, all of it. Me not being a person, no more Nate. We'll see.
Well, there will be a Nate, but you won't identify with that Nate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's still a Rebecca, but that's not. I'm identifying with her. I'm watching her. I'm observing her, but it's not my identity.
Identity. All right.
Yes.
Well, you are a puckish person, but that I'm not hearing a lot of puckishness lately.
What was puckish again? I can't get over the P-U-C-K.
I know.
What?
I knew you would like that. I didn't even pick it because of that. It means playful.
Oh, puckish. Okay, let me be a little bit playful. Let's see.
You're puckish.
What I want to encourage the audience, even though this isn't, this delay. Okay, let me just relax. I encourage the audience to come up with your own words. Come up with your own man-made words. Words, beepity beep, crispy. What else?
Yeah, come up with your own word. No, I like that. Well, what is it? What does that do for you?
It's fun and it's puckish. Come up
That's
with. When you were younger, I called you Schnutkit in the Putkit. Schnutkit. What's a Schnutkit? And what's a putkit? It's not a puckish, but it's a putkit. Schnutkit in the putkit is puckish. What? You heard me.
That is puckish. And yes, someone came up with all these words anyway, so why not come up with our own words?
Thank you. Can you come up with a word in the moment?
Yes. Let's see. Beetle bop.
Well, beetle is a word that somebody uses already.
Okay, bubba bop, bubba bop.
Now there we go. And bubba bop to you too. And beepity beep beep. Booga bop.
Bubba bop. Beepity beep beep. Bubba bop.
And how do you spell booga bop?
Bubba bop is B-B-B, B-B-B, B-O-P.
Booga bop.
Bubba bop.
I like that word.
I like it too. What does it mean?
Yes.
We'll have to tune in for next week to see. Or not.
We'll see next week. We're not going to have a show, remember?
Oh, right. Well, next week I thought we would, but it'll be a different time zone. 11 o'clock. I don't know what's going to be going on, but we do it earlier, later. Yes.
Well, I'm leaving Minneapolis early in the morning on Saturday.
Oh.
I don't know what time you're coming back. What time are you?
No, I'm coming, I think late morning. So so then no show Saturday. We'll have to take a week off.
You're doing something in the evening?
Well, no, I'm not.
Well, then our show will be in the evening, early evening.
All right. I was hoping we could take a break.
No breaks. And especially after, we're going to have a lot to say after you've spent Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, some of Saturday with me. That's 4 days, me and you.
Ooh, yeah. I don't, me and you, and then me and you for a show. I'm open to it.
Let's go.
Let's just keep talking. We've talked a lot to each other in our lifetimes, in my lifetime.
I've listened a lot. And boy, are my ears tired.
That is one thing. Talk about funny, but you did do this. You said, "Oh, hold on, my ears are getting cold," and you did this. And that is funny.
I'm funny.
You are funny.
I'm very funny.
And listen, everyone's going to have a few duds and misses here and there, so don't take it personally.
I hope you don't.
Bam, bam, bam.
Oh, and remember when our characters, when we are more tuned in, glued in, we can even do that now. But wait till the show where he imitates me and I imitate him. The whole show is going to be I'm Naty, and then he's Mom RLN. Can you imagine?
Yes, and correction, it's not going to be the whole show. It's going to be a segment. And the other thing I just realized, why is the delay bothering you? You should be looking at me, not you.
I am looking at you. I'm looking right at you, but I can see to the left of me that there's a delay.
Well, look harder at me and less at you. You can put the mirror down. There we go. That's better. Yes. there we go. She's got a delay on herself and she's upset at the delay on herself. I'm the one that has to deal with it. That's right. Look, and then you can pull these out a little bit too. That's right. There we go.
And notice the mouth stays open.
Oh, finally.
The end of the show.
Well, no, it is the end of the show, but yeah, it's nice to be focused on. Sorry, I had to take up some more airtime.
You're not sorry. Put your sorries in a sack, buddy. You're not sorry.
No, I'm not sorry about that.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I know nobody's listening now, but look, I totally forgot.
Yes. Wow, the actual in the flesh.
Now, this, if you can see, this is a not for sale version. I ordered my author's book, so they just haven't come. These are the books that I get, just to go through it, check the
Oh.
formatting.
What does that
But-
say across the middle? That says not for sale.
That's
What is
that's what I'm trying to explain, if you would listen. That's why it says not for sale, because this is a author only. This is for me to check the formatting before they start the printing.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is a sample.
Okay.
But so forget this line right here, but look at this book.
It looks so good.
It does. And look at the back.
Ooh, nice.
Look
Very,
at that
very
hair.
that hair, that picture. I like it even from far away. It looks nice. Look at you. All of that. I love all of it. The way it looks, the colors, the whole vibe, the energy.
Check this out.
Okay, look at this book. How in the hell did you do this?
It's been over 5 years, maybe 7 years coming, but look at how my chapters look. Isn't this nice? Look at the design.
Very, very nice. Look at that. Clean, clear.
You see the little triangle that
I love
represents
that
a pyramid?
Yes. Selling
Selling-
decided for profit.
Read this part. Nobody's going to like that.
What the life coaches, motivations, and the gurus in the world don't want you to know. Girl, you just stirring up trouble.
Oh, yes. And the funny thing too, Nathan, is when I made a really good point, I say, there's maybe two or three times in there, I say, mic drop.
Mm-hmm.
You know your mother.
I do. I'm sure you say put your seatbelt on a time or two in the book.
I do.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's you. It's going to sound just like you.
Oh, this is another lie. When you find your purpose, you'll be happy.
That sounds like a happy chapter to read.
I mean, come on now. So Program for Unhappiness is out on Amazon as we speak. It's on Amazon. It's soon going to be on Barnes & Noble, all over the world. Get your copy.
Yeah.
Yes. Unhappiness is a major cause of human suffering.
Let's go is a major. Well, that makes sense to me.
Chapter 1. And I do. Oh, and you know what? There is a section that you don't even remember this, but I asked you years ago about being you and how do you be you. And so in this book, I have a little Nathan Norrington said in a couple of not chapters, but a couple of paragraphs of exactly what you said to me when I asked you those questions.
Oh, all right. All right.
Mm,
I get reference.
you,
Okay.
yes, you do get a reference. Yes, you do. And you also get a special acknowledgement. But as like the first book, you never read it, so you probably won't read this one either. But I say, Nathan Norrington, you are the reason I needed to change. Happy Mother's Day to me.
Happy Mother's Day. You won't be hearing from me tomorrow.
Oh, good. Let's turn on our theme song and get the hell out of here.
All right. And I'm looking forward to sprucing this up a little bit.
Ayo, it's time to go. Yeah. You know what it is? Get into it. Don't act like you don't know the name. Let's go. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more.
Thank you. Louder.
You heard me. Mother
Oh,
and
louder.
son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? I said you heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? You heard us. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. That's all you get. Let's go.
Bye, everyone. Have a great week. Later.
Later.